All right. So, how's everybody doing? That's pretty great. Okay, so we had a really good discussion yesterday about source of error. Really got in detail with you guys about. Remember keys with that source of error. You know, mention you.
It's not our fault.
You always find something that is not you. Brag about yourself. Be like, I am the stuff. So, today I'm going to start on something that I really get excited to talk about because it really applies in our life. And I like stuff like this because it answers some questions you have that you didn't know you had. And you get to learn some pretty cool stuff.
And Mr. Hall, my paper doesn't smell like vinegar, actually.
Right on.
Crazy.
So this is all we're going to start with. The electromagnetic spectrum. So, I doubt anybody in here has ever heard of this or seen this.
I saw it on the board this morning.
I've heard of the term electric.
So we're going to really go in detail with it. This is quite possibly my favorite section
Oh, is it that?
to get to discuss.
I've heard of that. See,
I've seen that.
This is what the electromagnetic spectrum is.
So Michael like the internet.
So you're going to get to learn all about that inside out, and I have great news for you. You'll get to use it and apply it, and you must have true understanding. Oui?
See, you poured out your wee wee. You don't hear about
It was not pee, John.
I'm still convinced it was.
It was not. So, the electromagnetic spectrum
That's why you pay attention.
is a spectrum.
Really? I think
No
the
duh,
definition
Sherlock, right?
just stop there. That'd be
Made up of all the electromagnetic radiation. It shows / helps with the relationships. Don't worry, this is not couples counseling in here. Relationships, couples counseling.
You just put it up the same.
Yeah, no, I got the joke. I just wondered why
It's not the same.
help if you're one.
We're doing great.
Good.
We're wonderful. I very much appreciate the offer, but we very good. So it shows helps with the relationships of electromagnetic radiation and the following. So the first one, yeah, let's do it different color. Make it pop.
Yeah.
Let's talk of energy. Abbreviate with an E. Don't worry. This will come back very soon. You know all about it. Then we have wavelength. Wavelength's abbreviation is a Greek letter of lambda.
What?
Lambda.
Lambda. It's a funky looking H, dude.
What?
H.
That doesn't look like an H to me.
Looks like a funky
What
X.
is
That is lambda.
It's a dinosaur.
How do you even draw
Upside down
that?
Y.
You go like,
Squiggle in mine.
give it a little swirly cue, come down, a little bit of a backlash to it, and then just hunk it back down.
Oh, that's the Soviet Union symbol.
Definitely isn't.
Lambda. We will talk more about
That's not a
lambda.
hammer or a sickle, I'm sorry to
Alternate
say.
history have you been watching?
And the last one we're going to talk about is frequencies. It has a Greek letter. I probably should look it up. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like a messed up looking V, dude. So, in this electromagnetic spectrum, the big thing is what the electromagnetic spectrum is made of. And it's made of all the forms of electromagnetic radiation out there in the known universe. Now, my electromagnetic spectrum over here, I will be sending to you through Remind so you can have it, you can know it, you can go to sleep next to it, spend a lot of quality time making sure you know it. Because
It's on our test Thursday.
All is for rain.
you are both right. So electromagnetic radiation is what we're going to focus in on here. And pretty much today we're going to spend a lot of time dealing with different forms of electromagnetic radiation. This is where in the class we go into about, it's going to split. There's going to be a lot of concepts and some math. But you're going to see us popping back and forth. There's going to be a lot of concept covered here that you have to know and understand. So let's start talking about the electromagnetic radiation.
I couldn't find the little V for the frequency. I meant like, I was trying to find what it actually looked like since you said you could remember.
Oh, you looked it up.
Yeah, and then I couldn't find it.
I can't remember it. It's like,
Everywhere I looked, it said that.
Yeah, or something like
I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Alright, electromagnetic radiation. We're going to learn more about electromagnetic radiation later on. So this whole unit we're going to go through is going to go into a lot of details. So right now, I'm going to give you a very simplistic understanding. It will make sense later on. When you look, these are waves. With let's make it very simple with energy. I know that's different from what you're used to. I know we normally go into a lot more detail and stuff. But we're going to stay very simplistic. This is the beauty of this unit. Makes it fun. Is there different parts you just have to accept things, and then at other parts you're like, oh, now I understand. So, get used to it. Yep, I'm locking you in.
Oh, you definitely can still. Oh, Levi can. Yeah, I can't. I'm gone.
Go without me.
Nice fighting with these soldiers.
Wow, man, I didn't know y'all fought in here. Good Lord. Like, act like y'all like the devil or something.
Almost that when that vinegar got all over
After
it.
fighting
was an
my
amazing
life every day.
You did get acid on you.
Fan.
Yeah, I did.
Man, I didn't know you could get as bad as a grade on this quiz coming up. There you can.
Even if he gets 100, what do you think his grade will even out to?
Any points are in the class?
Just like my grade be based off how the Lions do this season. So can I fail?
Alright, so this right here is what we're going to talk about today. And this is what I'm talking about. You have to get an understanding. We're going to do concepts because there'll be a lot of discussion here. This is the electromagnetic spectrum. I'm going to point out some stuff. Here's stuff. Now let's focus in on stuff. So, you're going to find this very useful, and you need to understand how to read it. You're going to read it differently than what you're used to. We're going to start from right to left. So we're going to start over here and then we're going to go left. Now there's a reason behind that. As you go from right to left on the electromagnetic spectrum, what increases? Energy will increase. You're going to make an association today with this whole idea. And it's all based off of, as we go right to left, energy will increase. Now, as you go left to right, what increases?
Wavelength.
Wavelengths. I'm going to deal and focus more on wavelengths tomorrow. Today, I really want to focus in, describe, and get these things in your head. But before we do that, I got a question. Did Mr. Hall mention anything to you about metric conversions?
Yeah.
And how they don't leave the class, that they stay?
Uh-huh.
I mentioned that a couple times.
I think you did.
Okay.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, this makes like the 32nd time of mentioning it, so make sure that you got that. Because I want you to notice something here. Those of you that are in front might have to help those that are farther away because the letters are small.
Uh-huh.
What is this?
That's M.
That's M. It's a measurement of wavelength, which stands for meter. Let me introduce you to the visible light spectrum. This lovely little beauty right here.
Nanometers.
It is in nanometers. Guess what you'll have the joy of doing?
Metric conversions.
Look at y'all. Now, is that all you're going to do with them? No. Because what have you learned from Mr. Hall?
There's always more.
Always more, and we're going to build on top of it. You have to notice when to do the metric conversion.
Yay.
Beautiful, right?
Uh-huh.
Now,
Amazing.
let's start talking about various different types of electromagnetic radiation.
It's only beautiful on the outside. When you get into the inside, you get to know it. It's kind of gross.
Dude, it's right here, man.
Stop talking about
Talk
God.
about it.
Rude, Andrew.
Alright, so the first one we're going to talk about is this little box here. You can see where the partitions are. Let's talk here. Radio. So the first type of electromagnetic radiation we're going to talk about are radio waves.
Let's go.
Now, I have a couple questions. Question 1. What are radio waves used for?
Radio.
Music.
Transmitting radio signals. They're used for our radios. So, my second question, this becomes a very popular question. Are radio waves considered dangerous?
Well, if I'm jamming out to my music in my car,
Yeah, they could potentially.
They could be.
You're dealing with sound waves then, not the radio waves. I want to know, are radio waves dangerous?
I don't think so.
nah.
Radio waves are not dangerous. If they are, then the government is trying to kill us all because there are radio towers out all over the place constantly sending out radio frequencies and it's going to jack us all up.
They're calling us with 5G.
So I'll go on and tell you, radio waves are not a problem.
Microwave is looking kind of scary though.
Microwaves for people with pacemakers.
Can't be. I'm saying in the general public, like right now,
Microwaves.
are radio waves harming us?
No, because we're not.
No, they're not. What are they used for? Transmitting radio signals. So whenever you're driving out of here and you want to crank your radio, if you don't got an aux cable, like, you know, everybody in the 21st century, it's worked up and got
I
now.
don't have an aux cable.
Don't feel bad. I don't have one in my Cobalt either.
I
It's
just use
okay.
Bluetooth.
I use Bluetooth.
Okay, wow. Wow. Everybody else in the room's all fancy.
I didn't know. I tried the bus.
I listen to the
I feel
radio
you.
sometimes.
My mom makes me.
I ride my Cobalt. That thing's still going. And you know what? I'm going to drive it till the wheels fall off that thing, buy some more, put on it, and keep going. It's 2006.
I've got a Jeep I bought last year that's already been in the shop once because somebody poured water in the gas tank.
Oh, that's dumb.
True.
All right. Next, from the radio waves.
Microwaves.
Microwave.
Let's get
Now, this is y'all's favorite by far.
Food.
Yeah.
There ain't no possible way it ain't, because let's be honest. There's a lot of y'all going to go home and use these here in a minute.
Food.
Yes.
What do you use microwaves for?
Ramen.
Heating up
Ramen.
things.
Heating up some food, making some ramen, do it on the stove, it'll be better.
Yeah, it is, but
It'll be better.
it's the first thing that came to my head.
So, microwaves we use to heat up food. This is actually what's happening is this electromagnetic radiation of microwaves are being sent out and emitted. It is hitting the water molecules and exciting them. So they get excited.
That's why it's hard to microwave. Well, theoretically, if ice was entirely frozen, you couldn't like microwave it because it wouldn't hit the water. That's what I've heard. But because there's always a little bit of water on it, because it's always melting anyway, that's not like a real thing that'll happen. But if it
I've
was
seen
like
people
actually
try to
super
microwave
frozen,
snow.
What about the whole
And
plastic?
then
I mean, it would still melt it, but not as much because there's not as much water in it.
Microwave
Is
aluminum.
what I heard.
Does that have anything to do with any of that cool stuff?
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
wanna-
What you're talking about, I find it very hard to believe because water molecules are sitting in there, even though they're frozen in a solid state. It's still going to excite them to go to liquid and then it'll keep going. Now, microwaves. That's how they work, is the water molecules within the food. And they will excite those water molecules, and as they excite them, something comes along with it. Energy is what will come into it. Now, what's a great version of energy? Heat. So we get the heat, it warms up the food, we eat the food, we're like, yum, yum, this is great, wonderful, thank you. Oh, great, wonderful microwave.
Unless you feel it and it's hot and then you take a bite and the center's cold.
Freeze the microwave.
Yeah, that too.
Then you messed up, you did something
Dude,
wrong.
it's sizzling in there, and you take a bite, and you're
Yeah,
And it's
but
just
so
ice
so loud you
cold.
take a bite and it's just it's cold.
So, question. Are microwaves dangerous?
yeah.
Put
To
aluminum.
us.
To us, no.
I think so.
They can be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If used in harmful situations, they can be.
One time
But microwave.
If you microwave the glow stick, then
microwave.
yeah.
My uncle was microwave something. He's standing right next to the microwave and he passed out.
Or foil utensils.
Wait, are they? Because I always thought they were
make
just
the
harmful to
microwaves
like.
nowadays to where the
aluminum
microwave's
and
on a
stuff
stick
like that.
instead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard they were harmful.
I'm genuinely
To
confused.
Here's the thing. Microwaves are not harmful
Okay.
in the sense to us. Now, given, I'll say what I said in first period. Please don't take it as far as they did. I got some weird people in that one. They were like, I made the statement, yeah, could some evil scientist dude like build some microwave contraption to where it would heat up somebody and kill them? Absolutely. That's going to be a whole lot of work, really big machine, and that's a sick psychopath.
It's like the heat guns in the
Be pretty
military.
cool though.
Pretty messed up, man. So now I know in first period who to watch, and I now know who to watch in eighth period.
I know exactly who you're
The
talking
Detroit
about. You
Lions.
said no names. I can just imagine who it is.
Cool. I'm still going to say no names, nor confirm nor deny any such accusations without the Secretary's
Not saying
view.
anything either.
Mission Impossible statement there, if you got that reference.
infrared.
So,
That's what we remote use.
they are not. Now, the usefulness of microwaves go beyond just heating up our food. One tactic that they like to use is riot police will use microwaves because they can set up a device to emit out microwaves. They can aim them at you, and what's going to happen? What do you have within you? Water molecules. What do microwaves like to excite?
Water molecules
So then there's heat transferring in the water molecules. So now you,
are gonna burn up.
I get hot.
I watched a whole video about those little, what were the beams, the heat beams. Yes, I watched a whole video on
The
those.
microwaves.
So
The heat beams.
heats it up. Okay. Okay. Heats up.
Good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Heats up. Now you got a choice. Are you going to keep vandalizing that store? Or are you going to move your butt to where you're no longer hot and on fire?
Amelia Mascari signing out.
Maybe, but
Vandalism's pretty fun.
Okay, everybody watch Drake.
I
I'm
think
gonna
there's a
move
price
out
to
of
pay
the way.
It's a small price to pay.
for salvation.
Okay. You're going to move because it's going to be very uncomfortable.
Unless you're
Unlike Drake.
It's not killing you, but it's making it very uncomfortable.
Well, if you're built
It's like if they threw tear gas at you, what are you going to do?
Cough, cry.
It's not a very enjoyable process. You're getting away from it, right? Now, let's go to one of the personal favorites. Typically of the gentlemen, I'm not singling out. There are some ladies that's all into it, but hey, let's talk about some infrared waves.
Yeah.
I said
It's like night vision, right?
Infrared is used in night vision, It's also the really popular one, especially for the Call of Duty people, thermal scopes.
Oh yeah.
We remotes use infrared.
Makes it a lot easier to see.
Also, there's certain skincare things that have infrared, like mask you can put on your face, and it's light.
I have no idea about that. Me, no do no skin routine. I just, hey,
I've
does body
seen-
wash, skin routine, none. Okay. My wife now, on the other hand, totally different skin routine thing. Now you got me wanting to like look at stuff. I will be honest. At Christmas, we do presents. We also do stocking stuffers, and I'll go through and I'll look and I'm like, hey, facial mask stuff. This is supposed to make like their skin really soft. My wife would love these. And I just buy a bunch of random ones. Got no idea, no clue what I'm picking up, what it'll do, if it's something special or not. I'm like, oh, charcoal, that sounds cool. Strawberries, yeah, she loves those. What is this? Why not? And I just get a whole bunch of them and stuff them down in the stocking. And she always knows she's gonna get those. She enjoys them, so I haven't messed up yet. I think there was one I bought that she couldn't use because of some reason, but I can't remember what it was. So I'll probably end up buying it again this Christmas. And then she'll laugh. Anyway, infrared used within thermals. Another use for infrared is heat. So one thing that is out there are infrared heaters. And the really cool thing with infrared heaters is you can actually stick it on the wall and it emits infrared rays. It'll heat you up in your body, but not the air around you. So if that's what you want to go for, go right ahead. Me personally, I'm just going to use my central heating system. Heat up the whole air. Especially because I'm married to a beautiful red-headed woman that constantly freezes. Always cold. Men, giving you some advice, women don't have heaters. You'll roast. And they won't. They're always freezing.
That's very true.
Small
From
fry.
my experience,
I usually always
From
burn.
my
Oh,
experience,
it's guaranteed truth. I'm just giving straight truth right now. Okay, sorry ladies. Sorry if I offend y'all.
you're gonna be cold.
It's true.
Always.
It's true.
My wife always got a blanket nearby. Always.
I have a blanket in my closet.
See? She's ready to go. Me, always normally like this Friday, I'm at the game, I'll be having a hoodie. Hoodie ain't for me. Hoodie's for her. Because I know if she gets cold, I'm not going to get to watch as much of the game as I want to watch.
That's my man.
Anyway, so that's infrared. Are infrared rays dangerous to us?
maybe.
Sort of. Kind of.
I would say
No.
I'd say at least one little bit.
No.
I'm over 2. I haven't gotten one right. So I'm
gonna
just going
say-
to do the 50-50 and say yes.
I'm gonna say that after visiting.
Okay,
It might be one day.
they are not dangerous.
I knew it.
0 for 3.
I'm
Yeah, I know the next
They're
one.
not.
I know the answer for the next one, definitely.
I'm like,
Now, let's go into, sorry gentlemen, the ladies' favorite section.
Oh, I kinda like this one too.
ultraviolet.
The scorpions glow in UV light.
Yeah, scorpions do glow.
Like I said, to the ladies,
What if I want to be a lady?
okay,
Tanning
a
bed.
little segment here, not UV.
Oh, my bad.
Yes.
Man, we
I
both
tan
got
in the
you.
tan bed every day.
Oh.
Probably not good for me.
visible
but I
light.
don't
Y'all like, why do they like visible?
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it in about 5 minutes.
Colors.
It'll be totally fine. Visible light. This little slither right here is the visible light spectrum, and it's zoomed up right here. And there's a reason you got these numbers here, so I'm going to help you out. If you've ever wanted to know what the visible light spectrum is, it's the rainbow. So does anybody know the trick to remembering the colors of the rainbow?
Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv. I'm so proud of y'all.
Let's go learn.
Red?
First grade.
Roy G. Biv.
Bill.
Roy, red. Shut up, John.
Also be Roy
Red,
GB
orange.
the fourth.
Roy, red, orange, yellow. G, green. Biv, blue, indigo, violet. Which brings up a very good point to me. Here's blue, here's indigo.
That's like.
Can I explain to you women in the room that y'all are looking and saying, oh, that's blue, that's indigo. You know what a man looks at and sees here?
It's all blue.
Hey, it's
If we split right there, we're like, that's blue. You want to know what happens when we include that?
Yeah, it's blue.
This dark blue,
Yeah.
that's light blue.
Green.
That's simple.
Blue.
We have.
Very simplistic. Women, I love it. We get to do a lab in here. It's one of my favorite labs, and it turns out being one of y'all's favorite. but for two different reasons. We do a flame test. Ladies, you love it because you get all sorts of different. Tom, what are you doing?
It's free pencil. I was blowing my nose, but free pencil.
Okay.
Oh, you'll see me in the hallway. Free
Pencil.
My pencils suck. I don't got enough. Hi, future.
Anyway, so in the flame test, it's always funny because the girls love it because it's like, oh,
Colors.
pretty colors.
What if I like pretty colors?
Okay. You can like pretty colors as
What's going
well.
on with y'all?
So, you're sitting there, pretty colors, you got to name and identify the color. Guys are right. Purple. That's purple. Women are like, oh my goodness. That is a light daisy. Coria Zilla purple. And it's like, what even is that? Do they even make that? Like, that's a really long description to go on a crayon. Like, how long's your crayon?
Is that one of the other Titans Godzilla forgot to kill?
It's really funny because you hear the women in the room that they're going, yeah, on and on about the colors. And the guys are like,
Orange.
dude,
They're all just looking at each other.
look at this stick, it's on fire! Mr. Hall, can I burn two at once? Like, man, you go right ahead, you burn three. Can I do 5?
Listen, we have a Detroit Lions fan in here.
Yeah, it's
Can't
Detroit.
talk about
Everything's
cavemen
constantly
like
burning, so it doesn't really make me that excited. I want to make
This class is different. So the guys end up loving it because we're burning stuff. Y'all, others will enjoy it because you get to see pretty colors.
Can we explode anything in the future?
No.
We will make things go boom.
make them combust.
All right, boys. All right. Question to you.
Right.
Ooh, I actually have some.
What do you make mustard gas?
Believe me, Levi, you got this, okay? Listen in the caveman. Is visible light dangerous to us?
Maybe it makes too bright.
No.
Yes.
I won't say
Yes.
no. Is it?
What if you're colorblind and because of that
You know,
you can't read
50-50
something
no.
that is color? It's like saying, oh, this is,
I mean,
you know.
light
You get very
is
confused. You could potentially.
dangerous.
It's not
You know what I'm
dangerous.
saying?
It's not dangerous.
The long
Just say
line,
no.
everything.
Drake, just say it's not dangerous.
It's all the same colors.
All right. Visible light is as dangerous as the Detroit Lions that went in the Super Bowl. Not gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
So,
Look,
visible light.
What if
The
our
laughter stops at that joke from here over. There's no laughter.
I don't care. I've had shots at Steelers a whole week. I'm taking mine.
and there will be.
Visible light is not dangerous to us. How would we factor that in? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if visible light was dangerous to us,
We'd already been
you all would be dying right now, and so would I. Why? Because what's all around us?
color?
Color.
What about our eyes
Not
getting
real.
fried
We're all
by
in a
too bright?
simulation.
Well,
Well, that's
is
not
that a different
That's
kind?
something different going on. We'll
That is
discuss that
UV.
later in the unit.
Luminosity.
Now, it's not dangerous.
Luminosity.
So, let me change my color.
Banged it.
Uh-oh.
Let's go.
Red.
Red.
Let's move to our next one.
Oh, this one's gonna be dangerous.
UV.
You're going to like this.
Scorpion.
That might sense. Ultraviolet.
Hey, it's ultra.
If you had circled
Oh,
X-rays instead
Oh,
of
I want you to do
Ultraviolet.
Ain't that just like blue light?
Super.
It's in
Is that
pink.
black light?
Okay, that's not black light.
Ultraviolet
Black light, not blue light.
UV rays is another way it's known for. What is it useful for?
Tanning beds.
Tanning beds.
I opened my eyes
Finding
and
drugs.
bed.
It's also the sun.
Yes. But that's also why sunscreen is making all its money.
No.
Ultraviolet
Does
rays.
that mean?
Are
Deadly.
they dangerous?
Yes.
Mr. Hall,
Yes.
Ariel has signed out.
She is on her way.
Be careful of the tanning bed.
Are they dangerous? Yes or no?
Yes. They can
Yes. Why?
cause skin
Skin
cancer.
It can lead to skin cancer. So here's the thing, UV is hitting at the skin. We'll discuss stuff like this more tomorrow, more in depth. So the UV is deadliest because skin. It can go to skin cancer, but it can't give us anything else because, well, that's pretty much where it stops.
I mean, you could die from skin cancer.
Now,
Oh.
X-ray.
Bonus.
what's some uses for UV rays? Perfectly good one.
Scorpion.
What I do all the time after you're done with the lab.
Killing back.
I use a UV lamp there in the goggle storage. Kills all the bacteria. Let's go to the next one. How many of you have got one of these before?
I've had like,
More than
wanna see one?
someone.
I have scoliosis.
Every time I go to the dentist.
You wanna see one?
I've had all my fingers
I was good.
at least 2 times.
You were way too excited.
Cancer, Jaden Atkins, come to the office.
Scoliosis ain't fun.
Killed me. Okay, X-rays. So pretty much everybody in the room, you've experienced what an X-ray is.
No, it's not.
So let's think about this for example. Whenever you go to get an X-ray, it doesn't matter if you're at the dentist, you're at the hospital, it doesn't matter where you're going. Let's say they're getting an X-ray of my arm or something. Don't they always lay something over top of your chest?
Well,
Yeah.
it's perfectly
It's a
safe. The doctor
lead-proof
learns out of the room.
Look at you. It's like their mom's in a health field.
Thanks, Mom.
Lead. Lead sits there in that because it's a protective covering. It cannot, X-rays cannot penetrate lead. This is why you see all X-ray techs and stuff, they're wearing protective gear. And why, whenever you're getting an X-ray of something, they'll cover up other parts. The key is with your X-rays before you go out here and think, oh, they're giving me cancer. They only emit X-rays on your body for a short amount of time, and it's in your medical records to keep up with how many X-rays you've had in such a long period of time. Because let's face it, if I was going out here and wanted to take a picture of my leg for 10 minutes every day after work, won't be too much longer before
It's going on.
Mr. Hall's not going to be here. Reason why? What are X-rays used to get pictures of?
Bones.
They get pictures of bones, tissues. They go all the way inside.
Sometimes the ligaments depends on what.
True. They take a picture of everything that's on the inside past the skin, so doctors can see within our bodies at what's going on without actually having to open it up. So here we hit bone. Now here's what I want you to realize. What increases as we go from right to left?
Danger.
Energy.
Danger.
That was all of our answer up here. Danger. Every word was-
Yeah, danger.
Oh.
So you can say as you go from right to left, danger increases, but where's the danger point at?
Gamma rays.
Energy.
Right here. This is where issues can start happening
Yeah.
after
Negative
visible
6.
light. You go to UV, skin. It can give you skin cancer. X-rays can give you all sorts of cancers.
Yeah.
Many different kinds.
Now, everybody in here, don't you dare be those people. I'm looking at y'all because y'all will be those people. Yeah, you.
I'm going to try my hardest.
Don't tell me what people not to be, because I will try my best to be those people.
I am a Marvel fan just like everybody else.
Gamma
Oh,
rays.
gross.
And I like
Smush.
the big green guy. But
Hulk.
forget about Bruce Banner and what you read in comic books.
If I have
These
enough
will kill
gamma rays,
you.
I will become the Hulk.
Gamma ray.
Is that the person? Let's go.
Yeah, Thor's solo.
Gamma rays.
In the comics.
Gamma rays, forget about Bruce Banner and all that. Question, are they dangerous?
Very.
Absolutely.
This is the stuff when you go to the nuclear power plant, there's a line that says do not cross with flashing lights that are like, hey, don't cross here.
They
That
make you dangerously buff.
Go for it, man.
Anyway,
For 5 seconds.
you cross the line, guess what you're getting slammed by?
Gamma rays.
Gamma rays. How many of you know about Chernobyl?
Oh, I do.
Awesome.
Heard about it.
What happened at Chernobyl?
Bomb.
The nuclear
Big boom.
plant exploded.
The nuclear plant had a meltdown that exploded. So this is what happens. The workers of the, yes,
Ain't that the one that you still can't go in today because of radiation?
Scientists are just now getting access to where they can go in and safe, to where they can examine certain parts to see how it affected the ecosystem. It's actually
There's
real
also
cool.
this part called the elephant's foot. If you touch it, you're gonna die because of
Yeah.
all the radiation.
I thought that was elephant foot.
This is what's still happening. Gamma rays are still being released there, but at certain areas they broke down enough to where it's safe to go in, but you still have to be cautious.
Will they like break down to like infrared or X-ray route?
No, the gamma rays are what's being released because remember when we talked about radioactive isotopes? Hey, you remember that thing like everything comes together?
Yep.
Radioactive isotopes, unstable, break apart. When they break apart, they have to release off some energy. Energy comes off in the form of gamma rays. That gamma ray is what's dangerous because it's waves with energy.
It's a little dark.
And it's got a lot of energy.
Kendra Morgan.
So it comes in and it's doing damage. Tomorrow I'm going to talk more with you guys about what's happening on this level. But it's literally coming in with that energy and it's wrecking you.
It burns
The
from
people that were
inside
there-
out, don't it?
What is it?
It burns from the inside out, don't it?
Not at first.
No,
This is what happened to the workers at Chernobyl, and I'm gonna like suck the air out of the room, so prepare yourself. At Chernobyl, the workers that were there, that stayed and lived there at Chernobyl, whenever it exploded, and they go out and they look and see what's going on, they're getting slammed with gamma rays. They feel nothing at all. 6 hours later, they're in the hospital puking their guts out because of organ failure. Whenever you talk to people that were there, medical professionals that heard what had happened, they documented what the people had went through.
Yeah, they kept them alive.
And it was literally a cruel way and very painful way to die. Their organs were completely shutting down. They kept trying everything they can. They literally described it as if their skin was on fire. Everything. And here's the thing. They had no idea anything was happening, but it was. That's how bad gamma rays are. This is the stuff you don't mess with.
Let's go over again.
Mr. Hall,
Yes.
do you have Andrew Sherwood?
Yeah?
Please sign him out.
He's on his way.
Thank you.
My soldiers.
The radium girls.
That's like what happened to them. They were exposed to that radiation. And so that's what kept leading to their problems. That's the thing with this. What is electromagnetic radiation? It's all of this. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared rays, visible light, UV rays, X-rays, gamma rays. It's all electromagnetic radiation. It's just at certain points, when they have a certain amount of energy, does it become a problem? Yes.
Can I ever get my tassel out of my locker before I forget it?
Sure. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Tomorrow, you come in here. I'm going to discuss what's happening here in this very area. We're going to discuss it. And then we're going to start looking at some parts of waves and stuff like that. Remember what you got Thursday. You got your quiz coming. Okay? Please, please, please be studying. Please be working. If you have questions, come see me. If I had a couple, come see me. But there's some other of y'all that I'm like, man, they definitely need to come see me. For you all, today we have an exciting day because what is tomorrow?
Quiz day.
Quiz day.
Let's
Game
go.
day tomorrow.
Oh wait, it's game day?
Oh yeah, that's game day. That's
Woo,
what I call it.
14 points. I mean, 1 touchdown or 2.
We are
It's 2
going to see how y'all do. Now remember 2 things about your quiz. Number 1, once you learn it, don't forget it.
I forgot.
Because number 2,
I forgot.
Always forgot.
all is fair game. Now, yesterday we talked about the electromagnetic spectrum, talked about electromagnetic radiation, and today we're going to ask some questions. So the first question I want to ask,
Sylvia.
Alright, so the question is, how do we determine if a wave of electromagnetic radiation
Me.
is
I said me first.
dangerous or not?
Me.
Hey, I know how to read.
I went 2 for 3.
Stupid about me, data.
Yeah, John did read the whole
Yeah,
question
point,
already.
John. You know how to read.
I went 2 for 3 yesterday.
But I know how to
Give me
see,
a
and I
chance.
can look at that and tell.
Give it to me.
It's
Past the
If it's me or him.
Anybody out
It's
there?
past
If it's past 400, it's deadly.
Below, if it's smaller than visible light, if it's wavelength this small than visible light.
If it's 750, if it's above
It's
750, it's
probably
okay.
that
Below
wide.
400,
Energy.
it's deadly. Energy source of
Alright.
power.
Okay, well,
You are both correct, but I like your method more.
Magic John.
What was his
Were you standing out in the hallway first period?
What?
Were you?
No.
Okay.
He has some sweat on his brow if you ask me.
Alright, so here's the way to determine it. And I do this at this point in the class because I want to give you the most simplistic, easy way to determine these things. So, look where it changes and what is the first form of electromagnetic radiation that is dangerous to us.
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet. So look at the breaking point.
Ultra purple.
When you look, where's the breaking point at? Here, which is actually right here. This is the key. Look at this number, 400,
Nanometers.
and this 750 nanometers. Look at this kind of like a number line.
Nanometers.
The less it is, the more dangerous it
Yes.
is. You mentioned metric
Conversions?
yesterday, right?
Yes.
Does that play into that part?
This plays in because when you come up here, you look, what's the wavelength in?
Meters.
Meters.
We're in meters. Was it in down here in the visible light spectrum? You're going to have to be able to flip back between the two because this right here is the ultimate way, and this is how I like to teach. The ultimate way to determine whether or not you can say whether it's dangerous or not. Put it in nanometers and then make a comparison. When you make the comparison, you're looking at that number in nanometers. So let's say, for example, just for the fun of it, I gave you something that was 224 nanometers. Is that wave dangerous to us?
Yeah.
How can you determine that it's dangerous though?
Because it's below 400.
It's below 400. It's to the left of the 400, which means it's fallen here with ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays.
And it can't get up.
If I gave you something that was, I don't know, let's do 700 nanometers. Is it dangerous? Why is it not dangerous?
It's orange.
It's pretty red.
It's orange.
I'm happy y'all said that. You two differed on it. You said it was red and orange. Whenever I'm asking a question like that, right here is in this area, you said red or orange. That's a
I mean, it's
wishy-washy area. Both of you are correct. I don't care because it's all about what you can see. This is why it matters if you're colorblind in here. Now, if you got 700 nanometers and you told me that it was blue, you best have told me before that you're colorblind. If not, we got a problem. So you can easily determine if a wave of electromagnetic radiation is dangerous or not based off of the wavelength and comparing it with the visible light and ultraviolet slither right there. Which side does it fall to? Because we determined visible light is not dangerous, correct? We also determined that ultraviolet is dangerous, correct?
Yeah.
X-rays dangerous?
Yes.
Gamma rays?
Very.
Not really.
Okay.
Hulk.
So, here's what I want to do now.
Okay.
That's the first, yes.
You know a fun fact about orange?
Don't
It's
say
gonna be a
yes.
dad joke. Go ahead.
No, it's not. It's an actual fun fact.
Okay.
People often ask, did the color or the fruit come first?
It's actually
The tree came first. The tree that grows orange was called the orange tree. It was discovered, right? And then they discovered, oh, it grows fruit, we'll call those oranges. Okay? Before that, and then they named the color after the fruit.
Ooh, get off the stage.
Now, before that, orange was not called orange. It was called yellow red.
This guy sucks.
I'm literally losing brain cells.
That's true.
look up game.
It's true.
And you know something else about it? That's why people
Hurry up.
with red hair are
Get off
called
the
redheads,
stage.
even though it looks more orange, because they didn't have the name orange. That's what they think.
I want to throw tomatoes at stuff.
They also
Nothing.
call them gingers.
Yes, but just like that's also why it became redhead. They think it's not for sure, but
All right. So what is happening with the dangerous electromagnetics?
That's a right angle, dude.
I thought that was a triangle.
That's what your card's gonna.
I was like, what's triangle on that?
Triangle.
All right. My D's look like triangles because in physics I write delta so many times that that's the motion that I'm used to going. So when I try to write a capital D, it turns out to be a triangle.
Okay, makes sense.
Like my 5's and S's look the same.
They really do.
Yeah.
Mine
At least
also.
y'all have had enough common sense to realize, oh, that S is between two numbers. That's clearly a 5. Oh, that S is with units. That's clearly an S.
7S4. What is it?
I
So dangerous what happens with dangerous electromagnetic radiation?
You die.
So I want to explain the process behind what is happening here. Now, before I do anything, please do me a favor.
Okay.
Everybody understand one thing real quick.
We all
What is Mr. Hall?
A person.
Teacher.
I'm a teacher. What do I teach?
Chemistry.
Science. I teach science, but I teach chemistry. That's my baby, all
Right
right?
now, okay.
This is my baby.
We're part of your baby.
I take that back. That's Please never say it again.
Andrew, you wrote it.
supposed to write for that.
I just exposed it.
Oh.
I didn't prove.
I'm a booger.
Thank you. I got carried away.
We color grading.
can't believe we're taking chemistry when we kind of be like, you know, okay.
I just need a blue pencil.
Yeah, you're ready.
We compare to visible light if less than 400 nanometers, then dangerous. Well, let's say danger. Just because it sounds better. So sorry, totally forgot to put that there. Good catch, Aaron. Now, what happens with dangerous electromagnetic radiation? Mr. Hall is a chemistry teacher. You have to understand something. I have a question. How many of you in this room is taking anatomy? Wonderful, because you are so lucky that I ain't teaching that. That is something I did not study in college. I have no idea what is going on with that. And this is what would
Mr.
happen.
Hall,
Yes?
is it possible for you to come down for a minute?
Yes, it is.
All right, you can bring your kids to the cafeteria. Thank you.
Hold on, bud.
All right, so anyway. Back to what we were talking about. Sorry for the interruption.
Well, y'all.
So, back to what I was saying about the whole process of, hey, Mr. Hall is not an anatomy teacher. Y'all all need to be happy. You know have Mr. Hall for anatomy because you would be like doing nothing and learning nothing because Mr. Hall is totally confused with that junk. So y'all be so happy. That is you right in your hand. So you all be happy
I forgot I had
that you have Miss Walker to teach that class. Because if you had me, it would not go well for you.
Your hands will be on your feet.
So let me show you what it would look like.
Owen.
This is going to be an excellent presentation.
Hey, I'm about to be a dog real quick.
That's okay. beautiful flower.
This is a bone.
Which one?
This is the femur. It's a big bone.
It's the biggest
See you
one.
tomorrow when we talk more about big bone.
I'm not.
Then we
fat,
start
I'm
talking
just
about
big
small
bone.
bone. Alright. So you got the bone. All jokes aside, so you got the bone. Now, I'm gonna add a little something here.
What's the
Radiation. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh, that's radiation.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. Stand by.
On top of the bones,
Skin, muscle, fiber.
Skin. Is this part of our nose?
Tissue.
this is the 3 layers of skin.
That's the rotten egg.
That's the
right
rotten
there.
egg.
Oh,
What?
You're a rotten egg.
Dermis.
You're
The
right.
last one to sit.
The epidermis.
Actually,
So was
Technically, Mr. Hall, you're
Mr.
the only
Hall.
one standing.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Hall's the right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
You're done for.
Alright, so 3 layers of skin. Now, epidermis, dermis, all that stuff, yeah, whatever.
Someone
Yeah.
said you're done
Hey.
for, Lash.
You go talk with Miss Walker about that. 3 layers of skin works in here, okay? I'm not good with the whole anatomy stuff. So the 3 layers of skin. So I want to talk about what's happening here.
You're just saying that as an excuse so you don't have to learn. That's what I've got for this.
It's totally separate terminology than what I'm used to. It's very confusing.
Like,
So,
bone.
let's talk about what is happening with all you ladies that are like, I go get in tanning bed so I can look good.
That's
Be
what I'm
tan.
doing as soon as I get home.
Cancer.
Okay.
Seen Final Destination.
So,
We're about to break some news to you. Sorry.
If you watch Final Destination,
What's happening
you never get that
with
tanning bed.
UV rays coming from the tools. These things are coming through.
Suck, even more.
You got this wave of energy, boom. Now, does it go past the skin? No, it can only go to the skin. So, this is where the problem comes in at. UV rays lead to, well, can lead to, it's not guaranteed, skin cancer.
Oh my God.
Carcinoma.
I did know that, but Lord forbid.
Now, here's the interesting thing. You're going to like this. If UV rays are given a chance to skin cancer, why do we still have them? Why are we still selling them? Why is it not a problem for teenage people that want to go and hit tanning beds
Teenage girls named
and stay tan?
I had one in my house.
Ariel Plus.
Yeah.
When you look at DNA,
Sorry.
John,
Yeah, John.
stop. 1% of your DNA is one mode. Important.
Number important.
Huh?
Yes.
Really important.
Oh.
I thought that just
I'll
screw the
Wumbo.
rest of it. So that 1% is all that matters. Screw the rest of it.
99%, not so important.
Yeah, I can't prove you was right. Oh, that's right.
So, here's where the issues come in at. The UV rays come in. Why are you turning darker from a tanning bed?
I would like to know that for real.
You're going to learn.
Aren't you killing the other DNA cells and leaving like the?
What you're doing is your first layer of skin. Is it alive or dead?
It's
Dead.
dead after that.
It's alive.
It's alive. Not first.
It's crisp.
Underneath is alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your underneath layers are alive. They're healthy cells. This is what's happening. Why do you turn dark? UV rays are coming in. And what are UV rays? Electromagnetic radiation. What is electromagnetic radiation? Waves of energy. So the energy is going in, and you know what it's doing?
Cooking.
It's ripping the daylights out of junk in your cells.
Well, I use a tanning lotion that's a tingle lotion, and it says it opens up your white blood count cells.
What?
All right, cool. So this thing's literally ripping apart every part within those skin cells. And the big thing is your DNA, it starts just poking holes in it, man. Bam, bam, poking a hole. Now here comes the problem. If you go in there and you hit that 1% that matters, we got a problem.
Cancer.
This matters. So at a young age, which is why it's not that big of a deal, not awful, if you're wanting to tan, you can get you a tan so you can look good for prom, you know, they're looking fine. That 1% inside young people, like you all, and me, I still have this going on. Yay, me. Within that, see, you have checks within your cells. That it goes in and checks the DNA, making sure there's no changes been made. Because what happens if there's a mutation and it's not right, you get cancer. And then that cancer cell will keep telling itself to replicate, which keeps growing to form the tumor. That's where the tumor comes from. That's why it's so bad. That cell is no longer functioning as it's supposed to function. So it's causing a whole bunch of problems. So, UV rays, there is a chance of getting cancer. Now, what comes out of UV rays? X-ray. So, X-rays are great at getting pictures of bones. I can get pictures of bones, tissues, all sorts of things going on within my body, underneath my skin. So it'll just come all the way through.
Can't wait for this skeleton uprising.
So X-rays, if you've been exposed too much, too often, too long, then what you can end up with is cancer. It can be bone, it can be skin, it can be all sorts of different things because it's hitting all the cells. And then my personal favorite one.
Come. You got a favorite one.
The big bad dog himself.
Why do people say that it's bad to look in like...
I'm not stripping, I'm just taking my hoodie
I
off.
thought you was getting so excited you was taking your shirt off. I was like, it just got weird.
Sometimes I think he's preparing for the shower.
Bad to look into a microwave.
I got chemicals on me.
It's really not bad anymore. If you look inside the microwave, if you open it, you'll see that it's no longer, you can see clearly through it. You can see through little holes. What there is there's a metal going through there that's got little holes poked in. So you can see in it, see what's happening with your food. But that metal is there to keep those microwaves from coming out. You're fine. Gamma rays! Now, gamma rays, as we talked yesterday, are the bad dogs. These guys just pop through everywhere. They don't care. They rip it. Because what happens is they got all this energy and it's coming through and it's got to go somewhere. So what happens with gamma rays is it pops in, and just like with every one of these, but as you go, they get more energy so they can get deeper and cause more problems. UV rays only get the skin. X-rays can get everything. Gamma rays is going to destroy everything. Because of all that energy they have, what's happening on a cellular level, or these gamma rays are going in and they're ripping everything to shreds. So they're just jacking everything up. This is what led to that organ failure from people that were exposed too long at Chernobyl. Now, those of you that are in anatomy, you're going to learn something in anatomy. Level of organization. Cell goes to tissue, goes to organ, go to organ system that I forgot this morning in first period, and they so nicely reminded me. See, be happy I'm not teaching you anatomy. Organ system goes to organism. What's the building block of us? The cell. If we destroy the cell and we rip everything in it apart and start destroying all this junk that's in our cell, what's going to happen to the organism?
We take the L. We take some damage.
That's an interesting way of putting it. Yeah, you're going to die. Because when you destroy the cells, you've destroyed the tissues, which destroyed the organ, which destroyed the organ system, which destroys the organism. You're still seeing and dealing with the same stuff. The only thing that you're looking at is as you go farther through, it keeps getting more and more energy, which keeps getting more and more dangerous. I will say this. I did not get to have the full-on conversation like I had in the first period today.
You get an extra day.
You didn't get an extra day.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, you have your quiz. You need to study. You need to work. I sent you the answer key for the mole conversion sheet. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm running off 4 hours of sleep today, so I probably will be taking a nap later. So if I'm not responding to you, message my wife. She'll make sure I will respond to you. But you need to study. We've made it to the point in chemistry, it just ain't about the mathematical stuff. It's mathematical and concept. You have to understand what's being discussed as well. Alright?